So Parris is the Sultan of shoes.
I like that title, man.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
We are here at Solemates.
Yes, indeed.
This is pretty incredible. This whole thing is new. I mean, this really started in the early 90s, maybe. When did shoe culture just explode?
The first time I remember, I would say pop culture and shoes combined and really took it to a whole nother atmosphere was Run DMC. When they had the shell toes, they had the song about my Adidas, and everybody had to have shell toes. I mean, before that, it was always, some sort of designer brand, or LL Cool J had the Kango, so it was always something. But for shoes specifically, the first time I remember as a child was Run DMC when they had the shell toes and they had the song as well. Oh man,
Sure.
that was that.
Sports, really, after music, hip hop, all that stuff, it seems like there was a point where athletes really began to brand themselves with their shoes.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge void. I know there was a shoe, a Nike Terminator, there was the Jordan 1, there was the Dunk, which was a combination of several different shoes. But the void kind of got filled with Jordan. Dunk came out and was kind of overshadowed. So everything he did had a shoe or a colorway that you can specifically, distinctly remember that event or that time or that shot.
This is probably something, this whole shoe culture thing, that our fathers, especially our grandfathers, they probably don't get it at all. For them, it's like it's all function. I mean, those guys, you got the white, the dad shoes and
Yeah.
those New Balance, and they're not nice New Balance.
Right,
They're
right.
the $40 ones you get at JCPenney or whatever.
Right.
Do you remember getting any kind of the head shaken from the men in your family, like, what in the world? Why you have so many fancy shoes and all that stuff?
Well, really, when I was growing up, I couldn't afford, my mom couldn't afford it, and I really started at a young age, like, just cutting grass and doing whatever I can, lemonade stand, anything I could, baseball cards, pongs, trading, any type of bartering of any kind, just to get some money. And then I would take that money when school started and buy like an extra pair of shoes or something like that. So that was, my lack of having kind of drove me to wanting more. And
Sure.
So eventually, I think my first shoe I bought was the Taxi 12. And then I just started buying shoes and then saving them and not wearing them right away. Wearing them a year later, wearing them 2 years later.
That's not many people do that. I mean,
Right.
so obviously this really started young with you. This
Yeah,
was
it did.
a big deal.
I remember going to sleep at night and laying my pants out on the mattress and then putting my shoes underneath and then laying my shirt on top of it and being like, man, I'm gonna be fresh tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm killing at school tomorrow. So it's a feeling that you get when you put something together, knowing that you're gonna be seen in the clothes, being seen in the shoes, and you feel good.
It's like you said before, you would hang on to them for a year before wearing them to make sure they stayed new. I mean, and this is a big deal. These shoes now, there's a term called, I think it's dead stock. So that would be a shoe that's never been worn, right? Now,
Right.
that makes them, how much more valuable are we
I
talking?
mean, it really can, it can vary depending on the shoe. It's supply and demand.
When you say colorway, is that what you're?
Colorway, sorry.
Colorway.
Colorway. Yeah.
And what is that? What is colorway?
So a colorway is more like, for instance, these shoes right here. This is black and red, right? So the colorway is considered the flu games. So he had the flu, and he wore these shoes, and he still had what, like 38 points, I think it was, and like 7 blocks or 7 rebounds or something like that. This is a all black colorway, but it's considered the OVO. So Drake, the rapper, has his own collaboration with Nike and with Jordan. And so this is a Jordan 12, but it's called the OVO 12, which comes with ostrich, the black suede. It has the owl on the inside of the shoe.
Wow.
It has the OVO going horizontal and vertical on the bottom of the shoe, with the shoe being a little translucent, so you can see through just enough to see that there's that OVO symbol.
Mm-hmm.
So colorway is, these are both Jordan 12s, but the color changes.
Different colorway.
Yeah, so it's a different colorway.
Let's look at some other. I mean, obviously you've got a lot. Let's look at what you got.
Yeah, I'll show you some exclusives.
These are some of your most expensive and rare shoes, and a lot of them are Nike SB, right?
Yeah, a good amount of them. We have a good amount of Nike SB or Dunks, Jordan 1s, yeah, Jordans and SBs. Then we have a series of the Kanye West here.
Kanye West.
Yeah, we have a series of Kanye West.
This all kinds of different, obviously the Yeezys, but you got Air Force Ones.
So yeah, this shoe was the Bathing Ape, Bapesta, and Kanye West collaboration, which was called the College Dropout, named after his album, of course. And so this is the bear that was on the cover of the album, and it was really highly, you know, it was a highly sought after release, very coveted release. You know, a lot of people want. With this being Bathing Ape Bapestas, they already have their own hype. They already have, you know, their own people that gravitates from them.
Sure.
Bapesta's been out for years, you know.
Right. So being in high demand, what are we talking about? What's a dollar figure for those?
So the last recorded sale of this shoe in a larger size, which was like a size 10, sold I think for 10 grand, like maybe 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
Is that the most expensive you got here?
Out of all the most expensive, it is one of them, but I cannot say that it is the most expensive. These are going to be, yeah, I would say, if you could get these for $5,000, that's a really good price.
Unbelievable.
These are selling in the $6,500 to $8,000 range for now, and only expect to go up depending on the condition of these. These are going for, you know, maybe $4,500 to about 7 grand, really depending on the condition, box, everything, brand new or not. Also, these are probably one of the most expensive Kanye's. This series, not just this colorway, but these series go upward of 10 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, easy.
So that also is somewhere around 10 grand. So you have a shoe that maybe even more than that.
Yeah. So this shoe right here is another collaboration. This is called Pharrell Williams, another artist, right? Pharrell Williams did a collaboration with Adidas NMD and Chanel, right?
That'll raise the price tag.
Yes. And so the retail on these was $1,000 alone, and it only released at one store in Paris, France. So people flew from all over the world to Paris just to get these shoes.
Unbelievable.
Now the thing about this size 11 is these were not released to the people at the shop. So if you were trying to get these and you were size 11, you couldn't get them. They kept size 11, to my understanding, for friends and family only. This is a size 11. So I know the first time this ever sold, it sold on an app called StockX for like 25 grand, when all the other ones were going for like 15 or 12. So this size 11 is really, really, you know, it's like double the value of other ones, just because it's so hard to get. But I would say, out of all of the shoes that are most expensive, I would say it's between these three, probably.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd have to be between these three.
You've got, now that we've been here and talked to you, you've got a lot of money in this store, just literally on display, on the walls. I mean, this is you've got to have a little bit of concern when it comes to like keeping this place protected. We're in a neighborhood that's, I mean, it's kind of all over the place, right? This is Capitol Hill. This is right down the road from the Chop. So obviously that probably keeps you up at night, huh?
Yeah, I mean it does, but you know, it was a decision that I had to make when I first got in here, and I was looking at getting the gates, the metal shutters, and I had a series of shutters, right? I had different companies I reached out to. I had different samples that I got to see, and so the more inexpensive ones, the more affordable ones, were really the ones that everybody got broken to. When you look at Fairfax, when you look at other stores in other cities and malls, the ones that they were having were the real flimsy ones, the ones that kind of, you know, it's kind of got a lot of space and you can see through it, and as you push, it's really flimsy. So the stores really that had those, they got annihilated. You know? But these shutters, they kept us. They weren't able to get in, and they tried. They busted out windows. They busted out the door window, the big window to the right, and they took turns. It was several people. We got the footage, and so they took turns trying to kick it in, and so they really couldn't do it. And so, you know, after realizing, hey, I can't get in, then they fired some shots in the store and ran off.
So, Chop, Capitol Hill, this neighborhood, it's been good overall, right? It's just recently, the last year, 2 years has just been really weird. Right? I mean, you said you got gunshots. I mean, you did a really good job. When you talk about the front door almost getting in here, your whole, I mean, they would have completely wiped you out. It would have easily, just at least the left shoe of every single thing you got.
But I mean, they would have got back into the storage room, and even if they didn't get the matching box and the matching shoe, like, they would have done damage and just cleared us out.
It wouldn't have mattered. You would have been completely. And so, I mean, you've come in here and find bullet holes. I mean, that must have scared the heck out of you.
I mean, yeah, it is a little scary, but it comes with the territory. I've never seen anything like this, so I can't say that I expected it. But with the civil unrest, with everything that's going on, I can't say that, you know, I didn't expect for it not to happen to us. You know. Sure. Like I said, they tried to, you know, kick the door in. They took turns. It was like 5 of them. They took turns trying to kick it in. They realized they couldn't. They shot 2 bullet holes, and one of the bullets sketched the the sofa, and then went into one of the shelves, and then another one went into the wall. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, and so it went through stuff, came out on the other side of a backpack and some shoes and all that. But you know, the good thing about it for me is on the other side of this, Philippians 4:13.
Yep.
Yeah. So my faith is in God, and so that's what I believe in. So I don't get as much as worried as, you know, people who might not have faith.
I remember I can do all things, right?
Yeah, I can do all things in Christ Jesus that strengthens me. And so being here is where I need to be. It's not necessarily where I want to be.
Absolutely. I can honestly say you're making the community a better place. It's a more beautiful place. I mean, this is just so, I can't say enough. Yeah. You are really living that mission. It's really cool. Yeah. Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah,
man.
Sure. You bet.